One. Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and today I am interviewing Nicole Solari again. What is up, Nicole?
Hello.
Hello,
Excited
hello.
2018 still.
Yeah, this is our first interview of 2018, and you were a rock star in the Mortgage Coach community for 2017. Thank you for all the interviews and all the scripts and all the ideas that you brought to us.
Yeah, it's been fun. I love to help people.
Yeah, well, you do a great job at it. So, hey, how did you wrap up 2017? How many families did you help, and how many sides did you do as a realtor?
So I have to admit, for the first time since 2005, even though I haven't been in this industry since 2005, I've always had goals, and it's the first time I've never met my goals. So I'm a little disappointed in myself personally, but that being said, I'm just planning for a bigger 2018, but we wrapped up the year with my personal production, helping 198 families.
Boom. That is, what was the goal?
200, so close.
Oh, come on. Yeah, you hit your goal, but I get it. You were a couple sides short. An amazing success story in just 5 years as an agent. If you don't know Nicole's backstory, I'm going to put the first interview I did. 4 years. Okay, 4 years. Got it.
Gotta stay young. Don't age me.
Yeah, I gotcha. But I'll put a link below to the first interview that we did. Her number one referral source is open houses. So that should mean something to people. If she's only been doing this for 4 years, her number one lead source from day one has been open houses and still is open houses. So I like the sign in the back. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but it's kind of appropriate. Yeah,
I definitely did it on purpose.
I love it. I love it. So let's just do scripts that loan officers and realtors need to do lots of open houses, get lots of leads at open houses, and have a lot of success. So one of the questions and challenges I've heard from our community is that their realtors, they want to do, call it this paperless open house, but they just can't get enough open houses. They're either having a challenge talking their buyers into it, or they're having some challenge. What are some of your scripting around that?
Yeah, so I always tell everybody, you don't have to do your own open houses. That's great if you do them. Obviously, you're adding value to your sellers. But the reality is there's just not enough listings that you can get if you're truly trying to be a buyer's agent as well to supplement being that busy with open houses. So what I would do when I first started is I would go into our local MLS and do a search for vacant homes and just dial for dollars like I would if I was prospecting, and dial those agents and say, hey, I'm a local real estate agent. I have a license, because that's the first thing that they want to hear. I have a license. I work for ABC Brokerage, and I'd love to hold your house open this weekend. Would it be possible? I really want to help you sell it. And some people will be like, oh no, my broker doesn't allow that. Some of the bigger brands, it's just their corporate policy. But for the most part, you are able to find an open house for any weekend. Like, I've never had a pushback. Sometimes I had to call, 15 or 20 people, but I've never had it to where I can't actually find an open house. And I'd always start in, my geographic farm area, looking for vacant homes in that area, and then kind of expand out. And maybe I'm doing one and that's not my ideal area, but at the end of the day, I'm still doing an open house.
Got it. So you heard that, everybody. Even if you have to just make 15 phone calls to other agents, that's how you get open houses. You dial for dollars to get it, and you network with other agents, and you started with your farm. So by the way, if anybody has more questions on that, if you're watching this in our YouTube channel, let us know below if you have more questions for Nicole, because she has agreed to do more interviews like this where we do Q&A with Nicole Solari. And if you're watching this in our Facebook group, put a question in, and it's not uncommon that Nicole will answer that question and help you out. So let's talk about I don't want to redo the paperless open house call that we did, because we gave a lot. That call is below. But what are some of the most important scripts loan officers need in today's market if they're going to support agents with open houses?
Right. So I think that a savvy loan officer needs to come to the table to be able to answer any kind of objection. Because especially the loan officers that are trying to win the business of the newer agents that, this agent's going to be a hot shot, and I need to get them in while they're young. You know, that's what Jeremy Forcier and I did. You know, he hooked me when I was like 2 months in, and he's been my go-to guy since. So obviously I have an allegiance to him. So targeting those newer agents as a loan officer is obviously important. And you do that by teaching them. And if you could teach them the scripts that they need to know as a realtor, then obviously they're going to in return give you their business, hopefully forever. So one of the biggest objections that I'm getting right now is interest rates, which of course speaks to your guys' world, and you guys can talk about that all day, every day. Like, what does that mean for me as a buyer? So coming equipped with the technology to be able to show them, hey, if you guys wait based on the trend that we're seeing today, and don't forget the next time that the Fed meets, what that means for us. If you lock today, here's what your payment looks like at this purchase price. If you lock in 3 months based on projections, and nobody has a crystal ball, but based on projections, here's what your payment looks like. You see people's face go, holy crap, I can't believe that. Just that little bit of interest rate increase makes a huge difference. And we're not trying to scare people into buying by any means, but we don't want someone who's on the verge of being able to qualify to miss out on home ownership.
So by the way, guys, for everybody who's listening, if you did not read all over the world, she's talking about the cost of waiting analysis. Jeremy has used the total cost analysis to show, hey, if you buy now, this is your payment, this is your total cost. If you wait and prices go up, what's that cost you? If you wait and rates go up, what's that cost you? And by the way, if you wait, rates and values go up, ouch. So, you know, obviously she's working with a mortgage coach, Jeremy Forcier, and you've been, you know, I guess you've been rewarded for having a loan officer that can have that cost of waiting conversation and create that urgency. So how else are you helping families get clarity and create urgency in today's market? Because, you know, there are a lot of people on the fence. Should I wait? What kind of conversations are you having, whether it's realtor scripting or loan officer scripting? Sounds like our community needs both.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are actually really surprised to find out what they can really afford. So people that they come into my open house, they always say, well, how much is this home? And of course, you know, I do the paperless flyer, so I don't have the price like right front and center. And I say, well, how much are you looking to spend each month? Because for me, it's about the reverse engineering. Because if you know how much they're willing to spend and you can find the loan program that fits their monthly budget, it doesn't matter what the purchase price is. You could buy a $200,000 home or $1 million home, and at the end of the day, depending on interest rates and certain other factors, your price that you're paying each month could be exactly the same. And I'm using two extremes there, but there is instances where I've seen very extreme situations like that. So I think that the script is going to be around, hey, let's think about your affordability factor, not by a purchase price, but your affordability factor by your monthly payment.
Love that. That makes sense. Now, you mentioned paperless open house. You know, even though we've done some scripting around that right now, I've had loan officers still say, you know what, people want paper. You know, the family wants it, or you know, a lot of clients ask for it. I've heard your script on that before, but if you could just remind people, what is the script to the family whose home you're selling that, hey, we're not going to have paper and this is why? And what is your script to the people who want the paper, you know?
Yeah. I think people, when I say people, I mean loan officers and realtors, they give themselves their own objections. They think people want paper, but they don't. They take that piece of paper, and I guarantee you on the way out, they fold it up, maybe even into 4 pieces. And it's either gonna end up in the backseat of their car, and they're gonna throw it away the next time that they go to clean their car, or go straight into the trash can when they leave. So we have this perception that people actually want paper, but what it is that we think that they want what they're used to, what they're getting from every other open house that they walk into. So when you don't have a flyer, of course they're going to be surprised and confused, but you just tell them the reasoning behind it. Hey, my company is actually paperless. I'd love to send you a flyer. And actually what I can do is if you sign in real quick, it'll immediately text you all of the information about this house. And that way you don't even have to worry about losing the flyer later on. It'll always be on your cell phone and you can access it anytime. And it'll give you a link to my contact information. So if you forget to ask something about this home later on, you can always follow back up with me, and I'm always available by phone call or text.
Love that. Now, what do you say to the family who you're selling their home, you're doing an open house, and you're not going to have paper. You know, how do you explain that to them?
Yeah, I let them know, hey, look, there's only so many marketing dollars that I can put into your home. And by the way, not a lot of agents actually spend money out of their own pocket to market your home. They're usually marketing themselves. And so I choose to spend my money, which I consider your money, wisely. And I'm going to actually spend money to sell your home, not just to put some pictures on some glossy paper that's going to end up in the trash can eventually. So would you rather me spend money on marketing that's going to get people to come through your open house and come through your home on a regular basis that is tried and true and proven to sell your home? Or do you want to have pretty brochures on your kitchen counter that are going to get thrown away at the end of the sale?
Love that. And walk us through some of the things that you are doing to promote open houses, just so that, you know, a lot of people come through it. I know you've done this before, but I think it bears repeating. And who knows, we might even pull something new out of the way you explained it this time.
Yeah. So it's a huge process. And for me, it's kind of just repetitive at this point. This is what you do. It's like, you know, you wake up, you eat breakfast, you go to the gym, you shower, you get to work. For me, it's if I'm doing an open house, I'm door knocking the houses around it, 10 to the left, 10 to the right, and 10 in front, bare minimum. And I'm inviting them to the neighbor preview. Now, why is this important to real estate agents? Of course, we want to sell the house that we're holding open, but listings. Every real estate agent wants listings. And that's how you get listings. You make that neighbor feel really special. You tell them, hey, Dave, by the way, I don't know if you saw your neighbor's house just went up for sale, but I'm going to be hosting an open house this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4. I don't want you to come through at that time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a special neighbor preview, actually from 11 to 1. We're going to be serving sandwiches and some lemonade. Can you come on by? Tell me what you think about the house and let me know how it compares to yours. I'd be really interested to find out exactly what your home looks like compared to this one, because there's going to be a lot of buyers that want this. And unfortunately, only one buyer can purchase this home. So maybe if the timing's right for you, might be time to sell.
That's new. You did not tell us that last time, so that's a new one. I like that. You know, the local neighborhood preview period with the sandwiches. Like that. What else?
So we're also advertising a lot online. So anytime we have an open house, Facebook is crazy right now. And I want everybody, like, right now, grab a pen and a paper and write this down. So when you post to Facebook, as you guys have all seen, the new algorithm, it's not being seen anymore. So what you actually have to do to make your Facebook post be seen is a little bit of legwork up front. And keep in mind, today is, what is today? February 28th, 2018. So this information is only as relevant as the date today because Facebook changes so quickly. But before you post your Facebook post, you need to go in and you need to comment on at least 10 people's posts, and you need to like at least 20 things. And it can't be the same person. So if I like Dave's post and I comment on Dave's post, that actually counts as just one interaction. So go in, like people's kids, say how cute, find something that interests you, be genuine, of course, but you have to do that before you post, and that'll trick the algorithm into actually getting your post to be seen because it shows engagement.
Love it. So
we're doing that, and we're boosting. We're spending at least $50 per open house, but I can tell you on the average, I give a $50 budget and I usually spend around $11 or $12.
Got it. So by the way, takeaway, everybody, she's investing in these open houses. That aligns with the Bill Hillstad interview. He's like, you've got to boost. Are you doing any custom audiences, you know, in custom audience marketing?
I am. I want everybody to be really careful about that, though, obviously with fair housing rules, and Facebook warns you a lot. So you can choose your target audience. You can choose your target income. You can choose male versus female. You can choose straight versus gay. You can choose kids versus no kids. You can choose people who like to bike. So, you know, if they're biking to work, you can choose people who are interested in green initiatives for homes that are economically friendly. You can choose so many different things. And these targeted audiences is exactly how you're going to get people that would have never seen your home in the first place, your open house, to come to your open house. It works all the time. I can't tell you how many inbox messages I get from people that were like, we're not even looking, but we saw this house. We didn't even know this one existed. What time are you going to be there on Sunday? We'd love to stop by and see the house.
Got it. So you're you're doing it all, but you're investing in Facebook. By the way, I'm going to put a link below to the link to the interview with Bill Hillstad, where he also shares, and I don't know if you knew this, I found out in this interview with a Facebook marketing expert that you can download your LinkedIn contacts, and it will also pull in all your, connections. And basically, I was able to download 20,000 contacts, phone numbers, and emails from my LinkedIn profile that I could then put into my Facebook custom audience. And, amazing. So I don't know if you knew that one, Nicole, but we learned that a couple of weeks ago from a Facebook marketing expert. All right. So last thing, I know the answer to it, but I think I just want to close out today's conversation reminding people around it. What percentage of people that come through the open house are you getting leads from, and what does that script sound like?
Mm-hmm. So remember, I'm rusty. I took 9 months off last year to open my own brokerage, the Solari Group, left a big brand. So I've literally been off the grid for 9 months just doing that. So my conversion ratio has gone down, but I can tell you every 1 out of 2 people that come into my open house, I have a follow-up with. And if they are able and willing to buy a home, they're buying it with me. So about 50% of the people that come through, I will convert as long as they're able and willing to buy a home. And of course, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to go right into the script if you're ready.
Go for it.
So it's super simple. I think people want, I learned something this last year too, and it's resonated and it's kind of helped me figure out what my theme for the year is. And I realized that people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And so I've always done that. I've always made people feel like I'm genuinely interested in them. But I think that taking it a step forward, just me actually feeling like I'm interested in them, is different than them recognizing that I'm interested. Because of course I care and I really want to help each person that comes through the open house, because I think it's a disservice to actually let them work with another real estate agent, because no one's going to work as hard as I will for them. But letting them know that is really important. And so I've kind of flipped my script around to let them know, hey, I'm here to help you. Even if you choose to work with someone else, you won't find anybody that's going to work as hard or as smart for you. But if you do choose to work with someone else, I will always be a resource for you. And it's so powerful for them to realize that you care.
Love it. So you're aggressive, you care, you let them know I'm going to help you whether you're working with another agent or not. I am a resource. And you're getting the lead with the Paperless open house. And if you want to hear more details on that, like I want to hear the script in more detail, check it out below. So, hey, Nicole, I have taken up enough of your time today. I appreciate you making time to come into the Mortgage Coach community and do Q&A, do scripts. If anybody is listening to this and you have a question for Nicole, put it down below. Also, if you like this, if you thought you got value from it, like, oh, I got an idea, like this video, like it on YouTube, like it on Facebook, and share it with your friends. Nicole, appreciate you and looking forward to the next conversation.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Take care.